10.
Elton Welsby sets the pace now with football action from the third round.
Granada Soccer Night, sponsored by Umbro.
No one's won the League Cup more times than Liverpool. The record stands at 5, including the last time out, with Steve McManaman quite outstanding.
Oh, good play here by McManaman. He might finish it here! A super second goal!
Liverpool have won 23 major trophies since Manchester City last achieved anything. That was the League Cup in '76. Never repeated, but never to be forgotten.
Got Barnes outside him. Donaghy prepared, though, to float it in towards Tommy Booth. Oh, and what a goal by Chewett! What a goal!
Stoke City's finest hour came in '72. Peter Dobing hoisting the League Cup, long before the strains of Delilah, and thanks to the old boy George.
Red shirts away to the pounce now. Conroy going past Webb. A delicate chip there, a deep one towards Richie. Nodded down again, and a good save! And Eastham! George Eastham! The old man has done it!
The League Cup is one of the few competitions which hasn't had Kevin Keegan jumping for joy. But Keegan's a natural-born winner, and the Midas touch has rubbed off onto his Newcastle team of supreme entertainers. Simply the best at present, and the people's champions already. That's according to King Kev.
There's a lot of neutrals in the country whose team can't win it, would like to see Newcastle United win it. So we've got the swing vote, if you like, as they say in politics.
Last night's Coca Cola Cup ties up and down the country had to contend with the first genuine signs of winter. We've the goals that counted, those that didn't, in fact all the hits and all the misses. A very good evening to you. At Anfield it's Liverpool against Manchester City. At the Victoria Ground it's Stoke City against Newcastle United, the Premiership leaders and top scorers. Jim's here with the final analysis on both games and one or two other aspects to consider as well. But first, the main event and the most likely source of goals. Liverpool's Robbie Fowler, who made sure there was no way back for Sunderland in the last round.
Scales again, Fowler has lost his man, Fowler through the middle, and Fowler, it's another superb goal for Robbie Fowler.
City scored 4 against Wickham, one more than in all their Premiership games this season. 7 in total, 4 by Uwe Rosler.
Lomas aiming towards Quinn Rosler. It's a terrific night for Manchester City.
Their only victory in a troubled and beleaguered season. Now the daunting prospect of Anfield. Commentator Gary Bloom.
The record books will show you that on the 2 previous times Liverpool and Manchester City have been drawn together in this competition, the winning team have gone on to win the Cup. Liverpool's success in the tournament would stretch the resources of the bookmakers. The thought of a Manchester City success would stretch the imagination of even the most ardent of their followers, given City's miserable run so far this season. 9 of this Liverpool team figured in last season's Coca Cola Cup final. Recent arrival Jason McAteer, who played for Bolton that day, replaces a suspended Rob Jones. Steve Harkness has managed to displace sticking a Bjornaby at left back, while Mark Wright's resurgence to his international form of 5 years ago means there's no place for Neil Ruddock in this Liverpool starting 11. There's a few here at Anfield who'd argue that Wright has been Liverpool's most consistent defender this season. Well, Manchester City are without Phelan, Beglin and Flitcroft, who are all injured. It means Richard Edgehill switches to left back, John Foster coming in on the right-hand side of the defence, and a City side which have struggled to find the target recently. Quinn and Rosler lead the attack. This is the first of two meetings of the teams in the space of 4 days. Manchester City come here for a Premiership game on Saturday when they'll look for a much-needed leg up the table. But it's cup football tonight, which also brings a dash of the unexpected to any game. Robbie Fowler, who scored 7 of Liverpool's last 11 goals in all competitions, he scored the only goal against Sunderland here in the second round, second leg of this season's Coca Cola Cup competition. Quinn turns away from right, helped on by Brightwell. Promising early move this by Manchester City, and they've won an early free kick. Given away by Jamie Redknapp. Watch Redknapp's left leg just came across the player. Quinn is posted on the edge of the penalty area. Rustler alongside him. They're bumping and barging into each other, ready to launch himself at this free kick. King Clancy drives it in, and it's well fielded by David James. King Clancy's only goal so far this season has come in an international game. Now this is Liverpool's first real attack. Here goes McManaman. Oh, terrific save by Akemel to deny Robbie Fowler. And Liverpool so close to taking the lead inside 2 minutes of the game. So Liverpool threatened to score with their first real attack. Redknapp hoists it in. Well, Manchester City can thank this man already for keeping the scoreline blank. And look at the accuracy of Fowler's shot. Win. Scales forces the ball forward. Fowler. And needs support and has it from McManaman. Redknapp. Cleverly done. Rush is waiting in the middle. Oh, it's broken here to Rush. Emil again to the rescue. And the reflexes of the Manchester City goalkeeper are keeping them in this game. That slip there almost cost Manchester City dear. Corner flicked on this time by Fowler, but nobody lurking at the back post to give Liverpool that extra bit of menace which they've shown in the opening 4 minutes of the game. Well, Liverpool really have gone for the jugular in the opening minutes. Studying concentration. Alan Ball, no stranger to Merseyside. He made his name here with Everton. Now trying to rescue the fortunes of Manchester City. Fowler. Liverpool already giving Manchester City their run around. That was certainly in the script. Tasty tackle. Belongs to John Foster. Oh, and McManaman certainly felt that. McManaman knows Foster's there. Redknapp in towards Rush. 1-0. John Scales on target for Liverpool. A thumping drive, crashed past Akemel. And nobody picked up John Scales on the edge of the penalty area. And when that ball broke kindly for him, his shot was true and accurate. And there was nothing Ike Amell could do on this occasion. Came off Simons and fell very sweetly for Scales. Whistler. Liverpool is so good at winning the ball back. McAteer. Swaps policies with red now. Matt again. Trying to find an elusive opening. McManaman's through. It's fallen to Rush. Oh! Now, did Ike Amell handle the ball outside the penalty area? The second save certainly took place outside the penalty area. But which part of his anatomy did Ike Amell use? Well, Ike Amell spared Manchester City's blushes, but it was a curious save. Firstly, denying McManaman. Well, he's outside the area for the first save, and he saved with his foot the second time. Well played. McAteer, Barnes is onside. He only has Rush to aim at. Rush! Oh! So close to his first goal of the season. Little Cup. He could well come tonight. Barnes curled it in delightfully into Rush's path. Rush has scored his fair share of goals in this competition. In fact, he's not too far away from Jeff Hurst's record, which stands at 41. Suspicion of handball there against Fowler. Referee waves play on. This is McAteer. Redknapp. Barnes. Through to Richard Edgehill. Looks uncomfortable to say the least in that left back berth. Lemes. Rather sloppy pass, to be honest. Ooh, Quinn got a flick on. Rustler, he's turned right. Oh, he's just pulled it wide. Easily Manchester City's best chance of the game. How did I miss? Only he will know. Well, not many attackers have got the better of Mark Wright this season, and Rustler certainly did there. Rush. McAteer. Fowler. He's gone for the corner. Oh. Wasn't that far away. Once again, look at the space Fowler's afforded here, and that invited the shot. Clancy picking at Foster. Had a splendid game last season against Newcastle in this competition. This is King Clancy. Rustler. Lomas waiting in the middle with Quinn. Oh, he's missed it. I don't think Niall Quinn expected that ball to come all the way through to him. It bypassed a couple of Liverpool defenders. Another chance now for Manchester City goes begging. It was a poor clearance by Babb. He completely missed the ball. Both Niall Quinn and Uwe Rustler have both spurned opportunities to give Manchester City an equaliser in this game. Quinn, the whistle's gone. That's not going to count, I'm afraid. The referee, Stephen Lodge, blew his whistle before the ball struck the net. There was a barge there by Quinn on Wright. Those two having quite a tussle tonight. McManaman. McManaman. McAteer! Stung the knuckles there of Ike Emmel, the Manchester City goalkeeper. McAteer looking for his first Liverpool goal. Barnes is taking up a near post position. Wright's just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Scales too. Redknapp. Wright's. Well, he's thrown himself energetically at a lot of these set plays. This time getting the end of Redknapp's through pass. McManaman. Now, possessed by King Clancy. This is Barnes. Redknapp. So the only goal the Mets so far comes from an unlikely source. John Scales, his first of the season, gives Liverpool the lead. But City have had their chances to equalise, notably through Niall Quinn and also their German international Uwe Rosler. But the half-time score from Anfield is Liverpool 1, Manchester City 0.
Have an unlucky break and your Rover dealer will give you an instant quote. And you'll be the first to know if anything else needs attention.
Adventure has a new commander, Steven Seagal.
This I'm trained for.
Under Siege 2.
So you want to rent Outbreak?
Yeah, good film, nice length, good colour, good quality, good production. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. Haven't got it.
Well, you better go to Blockbuster Video. We stock more copies of the big films than anyone. Does your video shop stock as many copies?
No.
By checking every used car, your Rover dealer removes all the worry from buying second-hand. Well, nearly all.
Dear son, thank you for your letter. It was a lovely long letter. I'm sorry there's not much to do in the evening. We had a frost last week, but Father covered up the tomatoes, so it was all right. I'm sorry the food's not up to much. Never mind, I've sent you something. See you in 9 months. Look after yourself, Mum.
Kellogg's cornflakes, aren't they worth it?
Paul Weller, voted Britain's best solo artist, brings you his #1 album, Stanley Road.
Something to me.
Featuring the hits You Do Something to Me, The Changing Man, and Broken Stones. Paul Weller, Stanley Road, the album, out now.
All over Britain, homeowners have less up top than they should have. He's got less up top. Believe it or not, so has he. And he's had nothing worthwhile up top for years. He, on the other hand, has just topped up with new, easier-to-handle Super Wrap Pink. Because to meet today's energy efficiency standards, loft insulation needs to be around 200 millimetres thick. So, if you think you're insulated against losing heat and wasting money, think again. Think pink. Think Super Wrap Pink from Owens Corning.
Change your mind about your new Rover, and you can simply return it to your Rover dealer. Whatever the reason.
Liverpool have only conceded 2 goals in 6 home games this season. Manchester City know the size of their task in the second half if they're to avoid elimination from this season's Coca Cola Cup. Redknapp loses possession. Right at the start of the second half, this is King Clancy. No substitutions at half-time for either team. This is Lomas for City. Incidentally, Manchester City have scored just 2 goals in 6 away games so far this season. And they did waste a couple of really good chances in the opening 45 minutes. The only goal of the match so far has come from the Liverpool central defender John Scales. And this is McAteer, losing finalists with Bolton in last season's Coca Cola Cup final. Lomas's influence on this game is growing by the minute. Scales. McAteer. Rush. Brings Barnes into the game. Not for long though. Here goes King Clancy. Lomas. Edgehill. King Clancy. Foster. What about the shots? It was on target. Although it was struck straight at David James. City are working themselves into shooting positions now. The referee apologises for handing possession back to City. Summerby. Edgehill. Fowler's arriving here. Ricocheted off right. Almost into the path of Rustler. City, despite their league position, are proving to be no slouches here at Anfield. Brightwell. And Summerby now. Might fall to King Clancy. 2 shots in as many minutes for Manchester City. It snaked along the ground and wasn't any real trouble for David James. Thought to be a handball there. And indeed the referee awards Liverpool the free kick. Lomas the guilty party. Liverpool is so dangerous when they're being penned back. They'll suddenly break, like McManaman here. It goes over. It's not going to be a penalty. In fairness, McManaman didn't really make a song and a dance about crash landing inside that City penalty area. It was Foster's clumsy challenge, and there appeared to be contact on the arm of McManaman. He's a lucky young man. Foster helps it forward, looking for Quinn. Rustler up in support. Summerby too. Much more even in this second half. Liverpool haven't been allowed to dictate the play in the way that they did in the opening 45 minutes. And there's a foul by Edgehill on Rush. McManaman has Harkness in support now. Just short of the hour mark. Liverpool still lead by a goal to 0. And this is Barnes. McManaman. Now here comes City on the counter thrust. King Clancy turning Babb this way and that. He's ridden the challenge of Babb. King Clancy! Well, he undid all his good work. After shrugging aside Babb here, who was the most persistent of defenders. King Clancy steadied himself, but not enough to have an accurate shot on goal. Redknapp. Fowler now. Barnes. Rush links up with Fowler. Is this the killer blow for Liverpool? It is. Robbie Fowler makes it 2-0. And that could be the turning point in this cup tie. Sent through by Ian Rush. Shrugged aside the challenge of Kit Symons. And suddenly Liverpool are not only in the driving seat, they've clicked the safety belt. Robbie Fowler's 10th goal of the season. My goodness, how they've relied on his goals this term. Well, City are going to have to rethink their tactics now. They can't hang back any longer. And Robbie Fowler's finishing this season has been absolutely razor sharp. Maybe it was a mistake by Ike Rimmel as we look again from behind the goal. Hartness. Fowler. Rush! They just won't go in for Ian Rush this season. Set up unselfishly there by Fowler, but driven straight at him. And that elusive first senior goal of this campaign eludes him yet again. 15 minutes left, Liverpool 2 up. Made by Quinn. McAteer down to Hartness. Where do you go from here? Well, the answer is back to Anfield in 4 days' time for a league game. Blocking Holmes with McAteer. Those two won't be sending each other Christmas cards. So whilst McAteer receives attention, Liverpool have the free kick. Neil Ruddock having his to Pennyworth. This is McManaman. Redknapp. Rush! Oh, it's a beauty! He's waited a long time for his first senior goal of the season. When it comes, it's an Ian Rush special. He hung in the air as if suspended by a piece of string. It's a wonderfully flighted cross by Redknapp and a superb header. Good night and thank you. City fans are on their way home. Dean Clancy. Rusla down to Quinn. And intercepted by Wright, who's had another wonderful game for Liverpool. Anchoring their defence magnificently. Ball into McManaman. Oh, Hartness again. It's fourth. substitutes have to applaud. Harkness had 2 attempts to find the net. His first was denied by a City defender. His third was thrashed in. Rosler. Collymore up in support. There's Rush up too. And Scales. Collymore. Rush. Liverpool have broke clear of their tight rein. And enjoying themselves now in that City penalty area. That was Rush going close. Rush. Well, this has been an object lesson in finishing. Manchester City had their chances, but spurned theirs. Scales got Liverpool underway after 9 minutes with a goal. And although Liverpool had to wait to the latter stages of the second half to find their conclusive goals, they are through to the next round of the competition. The best of the lot fell to Ian Rush, a splendid header, and then Harkness weighed in with a fourth 8 minutes from full time. Liverpool convincing winners at Anfield. The final score, Liverpool 4, Manchester City 0.
This might be daft because you'll have edited it wonderful, and you'll saw a fabulous goal scored, but I think it flattered them a little bit.
You certainly were in it, certainly after half-time, weren't you?
I was in it for a long period after half-time. Goals change games, and as I say, the way you'll have edited it, it will look very, very one-sided, but Liverpool know that it wasn't.
Well, I think we played very well. First half, we was passing the ball around well, and I think second half they had a 10 or 15 minute spell where they put us under pressure, but we overcame that, and I think it was a good team performance at the end of the day, and 4-0 I think was a fair result at the end.
Well, just picking up on Alan Bull's comment there, we always try to reflect the balance of play, Alan. Failing that, there's always Jim here to put things into perspective, and 4-0 was a bit flattering for Liverpool.
It was slightly flattering. I've got to say that Liverpool were the better side on the night, but Liverpool were very dominant in the first 20 minutes, the final 20 minutes. In between, City certainly had their moments.
Having said that, early on, Liverpool really laid siege on the City goal.
Yeah, but for Ike Emil, it could have been 4 after about 15 minutes. And he made some superb saves on the net. Here, McManaman sets up Fowler. He's just trying to pick a spot in the corner. But what a great save. That was the pick of the bunch tonight. Marvellous save. And then the goal. Niall Quinn was the one that lost John Scales. I think he's anticipating that the ball is going to find its way through. It doesn't. And he's away from Scales and allows the centre-back to get his volley in free. And he put it right in the corner. That's a great goal for a centre-back.
OK. Well, listen, City didn't look like a team with only 3 Premiership goals this season, having acquired only 2 points in the process. They had a bit of steel about them.
Yeah, particularly at the start of the second half. Whatever Alan Ball said at half-time really got them fired up, but their best chances came in the first half. Here, Rosler does so well to shake off right, and you think he should just be putting it in the corner. He goes and pulls it across the face of the goal. And then Rosler sets up Niall Quinn. But as it comes across here, I don't think Quinn's expecting Phil Babb to miss it. Babb does. It surprises Quinn. He snatches at it and just pushes it past the post.
Now, City, credit to them, they did go and chase the game. But, of course, as the minutes tick on, then that's when you become susceptible to leaking goals again.
Well, Liverpool are good at that again at the moment, aren't they? Soaking up a bit of pressure and then waiting for the openings. And there was some lovely passing again here. Barnes to Fowler, little 1-2 with Rush. Now Fowler's away and the City defence are caught out. And when Robbie Fowler gets in this position, well, it's always going to probably end up in the back of the net. Although I think Immel could have done a little bit better on that one. And this is a classic header for me and Rush. Lovely ball across from Jamie Redknapp. And look at that for a header right in the top corner. Not a bad way to open your account this season. And Steve Harkness got the last goal, but, well, in fact, we're not going to show that. But here's Kincladsey. He's a bit of well, he's not really settled in too well this season. This was a great run, rode the challenge from Phil Babb, hit the shot over the crossbar. But Kincladsey, I think, is still a little bit inconsistent. I think if you stuck him in that Liverpool side, it'd be a hell of a lot better.
Yeah, it's good to see a left-back, or in that case, not seeing a left-back scoring for Liverpool, Jim. Well, it's the Victoria Ground next for Stoke against Newcastle. The likes of Ferdinand, Beardsley, and the Toonami's French sensation, David Ginola.
Takes on 3 players and still gets a shot in that could have produced a spectacular goal.
Right now at Norweb, everything with the Blue Cross means that we've cut our sale prices even further. The Norweb Blue Cross sale. Don't miss it. Nobody beats Norweb.
Hello, I'm Doug. I started working at Hotpoint 2 weeks before they put the first man on the moon. And what I do is test washing machines. I take them to washing machine hell. And back. There's over 6 million Hotpoints around the country, and that's a lot of people doing a lot of washing. And if I thought those machines weren't up to scratch, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So I test them, till I'm sure. I spend a lot of time with these machines, checking every component's as good as it can be, and that's how I see the powder, like another bit of the machine. I seriously rate new generation Persil. I can't make people use it. I can just tell them what I think.
The Carpet World £1 million giveaway is on now, with sensational cashback offers on hundreds of top-quality fitted carpets for every room in your home. That's right. We'll give you £25 off every £75 you spend on a huge range of quality carpets, putting the world at your feet and cash back in your pocket. Look for the store-wide cashback labels. Right now, everyone's a winner at Carpet World, Europe's leading carpet superstores.
Introducing new Shore 24-hour Intensive. A sure way to end the day as fresh as you started. Get ready! Sure, it won't let you down.
Welcome back. Stoke City are unbeaten in their last 10 games. Steady rather than spectacular, Jim, up until Sunday.
Yeah, they were very good on Sunday against Derby, and Kevin Keane scored the most immaculate volley. I'm sure he's been taking lessons from Tony Yeboah. Nigel Glegon with the free kick over the Derby defence, and what a volley that was. I mean, everything about it was just perfection. He set himself up, seen the keeper just slightly off his post, and he's gone for it. And that is one hell of a goal from Kevin Keane.
Yeah, Yeboah, or Ferdinand for that matter, thinking about tonight, would be proud of that. The great strikers, any striker would have just loved to have scored that goal.
Any of them. I mean, it was immaculate. I mean, what more can you say about it? Delicious.
Right. Stoke City, they beat Chelsea in the last round. Could they defy the odds and beat Newcastle tonight? The commentators, Jimmy Greaves and Alan Parry.
Manchester United, Liverpool and Chelsea have all played at Stoke in recent times, but tonight's visit of Newcastle has created more excitement than any of them. Superstars like David Ginola have made Newcastle the team that everyone wants to see. The highest goal scorers in the land in League and Coca Cola Cup. But Stoke City feel they're ready for the challenge, unbeaten in their last 10 games and unchanged once again. Lee Sanford has recovered from the blow to the head he suffered against Derby on Sunday, and he in fact is the only survivor in either team from Newcastle's last visit here 6 years ago. Getting Keegan's side, 4 points clear at the top of the Premiership, has won 11 out of 12 games in a magnificent start. If you're looking for a potential match winner, where do you start? Gillespie, Lee, Clark, Ginola, Beardsley, Ferdinand. The list of talent is endless. One Newcastle change tonight. Robbie Elliott replaces John Beresford, who has flu. Tonight's referee is Gerald Ashby from Worcester. Well, the teams have met in this competition only once before, a 3-0 win for Newcastle some 19 years ago. The League Cup, of course, the only major trophy that Stoke have ever won, and that was 23 years ago. And straight onto the attack. After the wind and rain of 24 hours ago, we've got near perfect conditions for tonight's match. Newcastle in their change strip of purple tonight. Stoke City in the stripes, of course. Wallace for them. And a good ball feeds Potter on the left. Carruthers making the run. Watch closely. And the cross comes in, and an early test for Hislop in the Newcastle goal.
I was talking to Lou before the game. I said, Lou, you've got nothing to lose. Go out there, and if you win, it'll be a miracle. He said, don't make it sound as bad as that.
Leghorn turning the ball on. Headed clear by Darren Peacock. Ferdinand gets his first touch, and a good one too. And the return ball to Ferdinand. Good work by Mark Trudeau. That was excellent anticipation by the Stoke keeper.
Yeah, class already showing, isn't it? Beautiful through ball that. Just a touch too much for Les, but great save by Mark Trudeau.
And at the other end, Carruthers threatens danger. And it took a very good challenge by Steve Howie to stop him in his tracks. Corner to Stoke. A rip-roaring start to this game.
Yeah, I think Stoke have really got to just throw it all at Newcastle and shove it down their throats and see what happens.
Look at that support behind the goal. Stoke are attacking here. Corner goes in short. Back again to Keane. Now Potter. It's a good ball by Potter. And again, Hislop with a very fine piece of goalkeeping. Here's Lee, and now Bart. Beardsley. Beautiful patterns they weave, Newcastle. What a joy to watch coming forward, especially this fella. Ginola takes on Clark. Takes on 3 players and still gets a shot in that could have produced a spectacular goal. Oh, that was magnificent, and the Geordie travelling fans really enjoyed that.
Well, he looks like the man, Ginola. And the man who's been credited with a lot of Stoke success, Mark Trudeau, brilliant.
And indeed, their hard work has produced a corner. Pesky Solido again, the man who made it. It's gone short, in fact, to Potter. Good effort, and again, the deflection could easily have beaten Hislop.
Yeah, what Newcastle haven't sussed this out. This is the second corner Stoke have done like this, and you have to say they were very unlucky not to score.
Rather exaggerated dive, I thought, there by Ginola, and I can't believe Clarkson's going to be shown the yellow card. Frankly, I'm not even sure it was a free kick. Ginola made the most of it for my money.
I'd actually go along with that, Al. I think that Ginola made the most of it. I don't really think that it was a foul. It certainly wasn't a bookable offence at best.
Now Elliott. Clark. Barton. has Gillespie out on the right flank and finds it. Now Barton takes over again. The cross will come in from Barton, and it's a dangerous one, and Beardsley has taken full advantage by giving Newcastle United the lead. Half an hour gone. Peter Beardsley's fourth goal of the season.
Look at this play by Warren Barton, though. He took the ball down the line at lightning speed. It was a bit fortunate the way it bounced for Peter Beardsley, but didn't he bury it just? But the lightning speed of Warren Barton was really great, and that was a lovely taken goal. Barton just took off, beautiful, what pace for a fullback, and that's good finishing by Peter Beardsley.
And power about these Newcastle players when they go forward. Gillespie. Back to Barton, it looks as dangerous as any forward out there. Gillespie. Barton's continued his run, he's inside the penalty area now. Pulled back in fact to the maestro Beardsley. Brilliant play by Beardsley. Almost set up the heading chance for Ferdinand. Now Ginola. Oh, brilliant skill from him as well. A good cross. Stanford did well to meet it.
Oh, they're turning it on a bit now, aren't they? The last minute we've seen some super football. Beautiful stuff by Newcastle.
Peacock being closely watched there on the near post. See if he can get it away. Lee's shot! You get the impression that even Kevin Keegan enjoys watching his own team. Testing moments these, the Stoke's defenders. Clarkson in possession for that. Joy to watch at the moment, Newcastle. Stoke won't appreciate that. They've got to hang on in there. And fairness, they had 20 minutes or so and they competed well. That goal has changed the complexion of the game, of course. They might get one back here. He was very, very fortunate then, Howie, that his own error wasn't punished. Beardsley at the other end. And still Beardsley. Chance for number 2. Would you believe it? Howie made a mistake that could have cost Newcastle a goal at one end. They sweep forward and Beardsley makes it 2-0 at the other end. 40th minute of the game. The second, Newcastle second.
I think this is really the difference between the two sides. Out of a near fatal mistake one end, you get a slight mistake the other end, and it's capitalised upon. I think that's basically the difference between the First Division side, no criticism against Stoke, and the Premier League side. Look, just a slight mistake, and it's pounced upon.
There's Lee for them. Beardsley. One thing's for certain, they won't take the foot off the pedal, Newcastle. They enjoy playing, you can see that. Ginola. Absolutely magnificent skill from Ginola.
This is the big worry now. They're 2 up. He's having a good game and he just might turn it on.
Beardsley's corner has picked out Clark. That could have been number 3. Very close thing. Newcastle bobbling.
See, great, again, a great example. Look at the speed of the kill of the ball and the line-up of the shot. No time at all.
Peacock's clearance could turn out to be useful here. Ferdinand brushes aside Overson and finds Gillespie. Here comes to Ginola, does it? Just took his eye off the ball for once. Now Clarkson could be in a bit of trouble here. I do not believe the referee's going to send him off, but I'm afraid he is. I honestly can't agree with Mr. Ashby's decision there.
Dreadful.
He did not deserve that.
Dreadful decision. Absolutely dreadful decision.
It was a foul, it wasn't vicious, he
God.
mistimed his challenge, nothing more.
But, you know, there's got to be some law of common sense attached to this game. Surely to God.
And Mr. Ashby blows the whistle for half-time, having spoilt for me that decision what had been an excellently entertaining first half, particularly from a Newcastle point of view, and that's put a bit of an edge on proceedings where we didn't need it. We'd enjoyed Newcastle's football, but a harsh piece of refereeing has left a bitter taste at the end of a marvellous first half for Beardsley and his teammates. Clarkson dismissed, surrounded by protesting Stoke City players, the referee, but the main point of the first half is that Stoke City find themselves 2-0 down to the top team in England. Second half gets underway. Stoke quite simply need a miracle. Down to 10 men, 2-0 behind against the Premiership leaders. They've got to believe that there's still a hope, but any neutral observer would surely, the moment Clarkson was dismissed, have said their hopes evaporated. Wallace here has gone into Clarkson's position at right back and delivered a reasonable early ball for Carruthers, and Howie across to cover. And I know that Lou Macari is extremely unhappy at Mr. Ashby's decision to dismiss Ian Clarkson. Glorious ball to Gillespie. Tees it up for Barton, and in it goes towards Ferdinand. He's let it carry on. Ginola keeps it in play. Drove that one in. Sigurdsson getting there ahead of his own goalkeeper, who had called for the ball.
Yes. I think the ball boy had a bit of the ump to Ginola then.
There's Ginola giving one of those dismissive looks. Meantime, the linesman has flagged for offside.
I think the ball boy spoke for every man in the in the ground then. Oh look, he's got told off, bless him. You're all right, son, don't worry.
Elliott, Ginola. Good ball, Beardsley. Oh, brilliant skill from Beardsley. Gillespie, danger here. Good save and turned in by Ferdinand, and that is the record for Les Ferdinand. It's the 8th consecutive match in which he has scored, and that means he has set a new Newcastle United scoring record. And perhaps more importantly, he surely made the tie save at 3-0.
Great football there, wasn't it? Ginola, look at this bit of skill from Peter Beardsley. Nutmegs, oh dear, that counts as 2 goals now, doesn't it? Great shot here, look. Good save, actually, just unfortunate.
Well, that's a mistake that will surely give Pesky Solido a goal. However, one of the liveliest players in the first division, when a goal threatens, has missed an easy chance.
Well, it should have been in. I mean, Paul Pesky, you'd back him to score here.
What a sickening moment for Lou Macari. Turning it forward again towards Barton. Danger here. Off the line. Warren Barton denied a goal by a goal line clearance. Bradford. Oh, Keane took a bit of a risk then. What's Sigurdsson going to do here? Get out of danger nicely. Sanford. Leghorn. Newcastle haven't stopped working, even though they are 3-0 up. Bolton. It's a good ball as well. Elliott helps it out to Ginola. I don't think so somehow. Well, Warren Barton's only goal for Newcastle came in this competition against Bristol City in the last round. Almost another here. There's Barton trying to tee it up for Watson. Now it goes on to Gillespie. Danger again here for Stoke, but a good interception by Wallace. He's got no one to pass to at the moment. Hence the fact he's given it away to Albert. Ferdinand gets it back again to Albert. What an effort that was!
Oh, I tell you what, he's a big man as well, isn't he, Albert?
He's actually scored in 2 appearances. He's only made 2 appearances this season. He scored in both.
This is a cracking shot. I don't think this was very far away, you know. It was not very far away.
Clark angling it forward to Beardsley on a hat-trick, remember, but Sigurdsson just hooked it away in time. Trudeau dealt well with a difficult little ball. A bit of control then by Elliott. And a good ball for Watson. Sigurdsson there first again. There's Wallace. Ginola. Beardsley. Oh, that is magnificent skill by Beardsley. If that had produced a goal, it would have been worth seeing over and over again. Classic, the maestro. What about that, Jim?
Well, there's no answer to it, is there, really? I mean, Sigurdsson, who I think's had a really good game for Stoke, was left for dead.
And he goes again towards Ferdinand. Gillespie. Watson, good return ball. Watson sliding it forward to Ferdinand. Watson with a chance here. And still, and in the end, it's whacked into the net. No problem. Peacock the scorer. Keegan can smile. Terry McDermott with his sidekick knows it's all over. And frankly, it has been since early in the first half. Darren Peacock makes it 4.
Watson does well here. He looks a useful player to have him as substitute. He's come on, he's done brilliantly here. He's kept his head. Suddenly realised there's no way through. Nice little ball to Peacock. Thank you very much. Kept his head well there, Watson.
Gillespie takes off and leaves Sanford for dead. Ferdinand and Beardsley in the centre. Ferdinand! My word! The country's leading goal scorer misses an absolute sitter.
Great run by Gillespie again. Left everybody standing. Yes, Les, you're human.
Ferdinand, the meat in the sandwich, and it's broken to Carruthers. Good strong run by Martin Carruthers. Can he finish with a goal for Stoke here? Well, Shaka Hislop kept his concentration even though he's been out of the game for such long periods.
Good effort by Martin Carruthers there, though.
There goes Ginola again, trying to tempt Sigurdsson into the tackle.
That's a good, strong run by Martin Carruthers, and he has taken the ball to them, and it's a good effort. Forces the keeper into a good side.
Ginola. Now Gillespie. We're into the final minute as Newcastle come forward again. Ginola with an excellent ball. Beardsley's cross. Picks out Ferdinand, sets it up for Watson. Beardsley takes over and is denied his hat-trick in the dying seconds of the game. And I think even Stoke fans wouldn't have begrudged him that. Now there. Clark giving away this time to Keane. The referee's whistle saves Stoke City from further punishment. And those who believe that the gap between the Premiership and the First Division is getting wider and wider have had some powerful ammunition for their argument here tonight. Peter Beardsley was magnificent. 2 goals for him, 1 each for Ferdinand and Peacock. In truth, it could have been far more for Newcastle United. And Stoke City will be the first to hold up their hands and admit they were outclassed on the night. The final score, Stoke City 0, Newcastle United 4.
I couldn't consider the sending off at all. I mean, Ginola came over the area I was in, and as soon as he picked the ball up and Clarkey was going towards him, I said, here he's going to dive again, and he dived and Gerald Ashby fell for it. I mean, Gerald Ashby's an experienced referee, he should know his players, he should know the Frenchman is going to dive, it's part of the Frenchman's game, and it wasn't malicious in any way, and we've got a player now sent off, and I'm disappointed, and I'm disappointed for Clarkson, and I'm disappointed at the referee, and I've told him so.
Yeah, it was a shame really, but you know, the rules are there for everyone to see, and you know, I think someone started throwing stuff at the referee at half time, and he's only applying the rules. The lad that just come past us and says, yeah, it was a foul. But you know, David Ginola is hard to play against, and the rules were fetched out really to protect players like him.
I know the opposition, I know their players, I know what they're capable of. I know Peter Beardsley's not going to be diving through there. I mean, you see, if you see the second incident yourself, you'll see that Ginola half turns, and the next thing he's flying through the air, he rolls over 4 times. Well, if you get tackled and you're actually fouled and you're hurt, you don't roll over 4 times, you lie there almost dead.
Well, pretty hard words from Lou Macari. I mean, David Ginola is a beautiful player, Jim. We saw that tonight. But the other side of it is that Lou's inferring there that he's a cheat.
Well, he dived. Definitely on the first one tonight, I thought he dived. I mean, he gave Clarkson the runaround all evening. I mean, that was plain to see. But on the second one, I think the referee just applied the law the way it is. But on the first one, it was definitely a dive. Clarkson comes in. I've watched this a couple of times slowed down, and Clarkson doesn't actually touch him. And it looks far worse than it is. And that's great acting from Ginola, as far as I'm concerned. And here's the second one then. I mean, he has given him the runaround for the evening. I think this was a booking. Ginola turns away from him. Clarkson comes with his right foot. He does catch him. I don't really think that's acting. That's not a dive. He brings him down. But that should have been his first yellow tonight. He shouldn't have got a yellow for the first one. And of course, because he'd had the yellow card, that was the second bookable offence, and Gerald Ashby went and sent him off. And I can understand Lou Macari's frustration, though. Player didn't deserve to go.
So it was the first one that was really...
The first one was the key on the night.
Yeah.
The first one shouldn't have been given, as far as I'm concerned.
OK. Now, the other player mentioned there, Peter Beardsley. You know, Lou just said, well, there's no way he'll ever go down, basically, because he doesn't have to.
Well, he's another genius, Beardsley. He was involved in everything they did tonight. Little bit of luck for the first one, deflected off Sigurdsson, great run from Barton. But Beardsley's just picked a spot, buried in the corner, left-footed. And again, then we see him picking it up here, and he is a little bit fortunate again here. Clarkson it is who comes in, plays it away from him, it runs off Overson's toe, but Beardsley, once he gets in that position again, he's even off balance there, and he still manages to just get a toe on it and poke it into the corner. And watch the nutmegs here on Nigel Gleghorn. That's lovely. And he looks up, plays the ball out to Gillespie. He takes one touch and then hammers it across goal, the right thing to do. Prudo can only parry it, and Les Ferdinand puts it in. But it was Beardsley's night again. He deserved the hat-trick.
OK, well, come what may, whatever the criticisms, you've got to say that they are a beautiful team to watch, Newcastle. Well, after the break, torrential Tuesday. Rain stopped play at Reading, with Bury leading 2-0. They were understandably miffed, but were their complaints justified? You can judge for yourselves a little later on.
No, Mum's at it again. It sort of looks like Coke. Yeah, it sounds like Coke. Come on, boss. What does it taste like? Well, it just tastes like, it.
Bernard Manning is back, on the job. Like you've never heard him before. Bernard Manning. You can't gag him. In his latest video, Bernard Manning on the job. On sale now. Certificate 18.
In tutti questi anni non mi è mai sembrato che sapesse la mancanza di una macchina.
No, infatti, finora.
Mondeo. It makes all the difference.
I would recommend Vision Express to anybody.
A second pair of glasses free is excellent value for money.
Vision Express made me 2 pair of bifocals within the hour.
They have their own technicians right in the store.
The second pair free is extremely good value.
2 for the price of 1 is a bonus. Vision Express is definitely the place to go for glasses.
Buy a complete pair of glasses and Vision Express will give you a free second pair, even bifocals and varifocals. 2 for 1 from Vision Express, both in about an hour.
Welcome back. Bolton came second best in the Coca Cola Cup last season, consoled by another trip to Wembley, which earned them a place in the Premiership. But so far, they've had trouble acclimatising, as Mike Sadler now reports.
A warm April afternoon, the Coca Cola final at Wembley must have seemed a million miles away from a wet October's night at Burnden Park as Bolton continued on their cup trail. Wanderers enjoyed good long spells of possession, but they couldn't break the early pattern. Richard Snakers, the first of many, unable to bypass Kevin Poole. Leicester came into the game full of confidence. Mark McGee's side, of course, sit at the top of the First Division, and Colin Hill's booking for a foul on Alan Thompson highlighted their defensive resolve. I think Hill felt a little harshly treated by the referee. Still, Mixu Patalainen should really have opened the scoring just minutes later. Good flick on from Thompson. Perhaps he had too much time. Even so, Bolton could well have found themselves behind at the break. A slight lapse perhaps from keeper Keith Brannigan, almost letting in Ewan Roberts, though it would have been a little harsh on Roy McFarlane's side. The Leicester fans did their best to pretend it was summer despite the weather, and they almost got their reward early in the second half. Some good flowing football letting in Mick Whitlow, but Keith Brannigan was there with the first of a couple of fine saves. Prompted by Gary Parker, Leicester produced one of the moves of the match, and only Brannigan's fingertips denied Mark Blake from a fine goal. The crowd was just 9,000, and the Bolton fans among them must have wondered why substitute David Lee had to wait until the last half an hour for his chance. He almost finished a move he started with a fine header. And he was also involved in the most controversial moment of the game. The Bolton manager Roy McFarlane was convinced his side should have had a penalty after Colin Hill appeared to palm away Chris Fairclough's header, but on closer inspection it would appear referee Alan Wilkie got it spot on. To their credit, Bolton continued searching for a late winner, but to no avail. Again, Snakers foiled late on. But the plus could be Alan Stubbs and his reception from the fans. He was cheered again last night, and his public statement of discontent with life at Burnden Park could soon be a thing of the past.
I think we all make mistakes, and I think when you look back on things like that, you always think, well, maybe I could have said something different, but you always learn by your mistakes, and maybe you'll be a lot wiser in the future with what things have been said.
And what about Alan Stubbs' future? Where does that lie?
If Bolton keep doing well, and I'm sure it'll be okay, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'm talking to the chairman and the managers this week, and I'm sure something might come of it.
Well, sounds very encouraging for the player and for the club. Well, 3 more now from last night, starting with Blackburn Rovers away to Watford. The commentator's Brian Moore.
little dummy played there, but Watford get possession once more with Mooney coming back to do some good work. Oh, Pearce has given it away. Phillips with a great chance. What an incredible mistake there. A mistake there by Ian Pearce. And he was punished completely for it by Kevin Phillips. A lazy ball across the goal. Phillips said, thank you very much. It's Craig Ramage now. Good cross there from Watford. In fact, it was tipped away brilliantly by Tim Flowers from Millen's header. Here's Shearer again. He's played a good ball this time for Ripley. Oh, and off the crossbar. Hendry, it skims off his head. There it is. Shearer's done it. It deflected off a defender, but it was the thundering left foot shot by Alan Shearer that has brought Blackburn Rovers level, and well, it was a pretty wicked deflection, but Shearer will claim it. Spurs made a nice little run there. It's with Ripley now. Does Blackburn look a little more confident about the things they're doing? And again he's hit it off the Watford crossbar. Getting it wide to Ripley. It's a good cross again towards the far side, and Newell on the far side with a header. And it's gone in, no, it hit the post from Batty. Sherwood. Still with Jeff Kenner. Batty away outside him. Now with Kenner again, he's got a good left foot on him. Onto that left foot now, the little dink cross. And Mike Newell makes it 2-1 for Blackburn. Just look at the part that Kenner played in it though. Perfect cross, met with a perfect header.
As Ray said today, it's our only avenue into Europe, the way the league looks at the moment, and because we haven't started the FA Cup. So, but this is the most important thing on the night, and next week we've got Europe to look forward to. Saturday the league. I mean, you just take everything one step at a time, and hopefully we'll drag ourselves back into it. We've had an awful start to the season. Hopefully we can get ourselves back up there.
After 80 seconds of last night's game at St Andrews, you wouldn't have thought Tranmere Rovers were going to take anything back to Merseyside. However, they managed to salvage a replay, this despite going a goal down. The filthy conditions contributing to John McGreal's slice clearance of a greasy ball under pressure from Ken Charlery. But things began to change 8 minutes before the break. Gary Bennett trying to get away from the attentions of Gary Cooper, Cooper catching him, and it was a second bookable offence, and Birmingham City were down to 10 men. As it turned out, Tranmere Rovers didn't get their equaliser until a quarter of an hour from the end. And inevitably it came from in-form Ian Moore, his fourth goal in 3 matches. Predatory instincts at the far post that John Aldridge himself would have been proud of. 1-1, a replay a fortnight's time.
Bury had every reason to think it was their night when Phil Stant put them ahead after just 5 minutes, and showing by far the more composure of the two sides on an admittedly sodden Elm Park pitch, belying the division's gap between them. The second on the quarter hour was no more than they deserved, a clever chip from Tony Rigby. But like the pitch, the celebrations were soon quickly dampened when referee John Kirby called a halt, leaving 300 travelling Bury fans completely disgruntled.
Do you blame the referee for calling it?
I blame the referee for the way he's done it. That pitch is no worse at half-time than it was when the game started. So, he either doesn't play the game in the first instance,
this is my opinion, goes till half-time, gives the ground staff 15 minutes to sort it out, and makes a decision one way or the other then. But to call it off with 7 minutes to half-time is a strange decision, in my opinion, to say the least.
Well, you can understand Bury being unhappy, Jim, but I mean, do you sympathise, or do you just sort of put it down as, you know, one of those things? You can't control the elements, can you?
No, I sympathise. I mean, it was a good point from Tennent that the referee could have actually waited a while to see whether it was going to be okay later on or not. But having said that, I mean, they've played 28, 29 minutes. Both sides have had to put up with the same conditions. Bury were 2-0 up. And I think really the ruling should be changed now, because I think when the game's restarted, they should pick it up from where they left off with Bury leading 2-0.
Do you think they're likely to introduce that kind of legislation for Bury?
No chance. I suppose you run into all sorts of trouble when you look at different ways it could work out, but Bury certainly deserved that, because they were going great guns there down Park last night, and then that happened.
A couple of good games, goals too, wasn't it? Well, another match from tonight, Stockport County away to Aston Villa. Stockport currently managed by Dave Jones. Well, Dave who, I suspect many of you might be thinking. Alistair Mann identifies and reveals his connection with the League Cup and Aston Villa.
It's the Dave Jones who was part of the Everton side that took on, ironically, Aston Villa in the '77 League Cup final. It's also the Dave Jones who served in the Edgeley Park backroom for 5 years, being groomed as Danny Bergara's successor.
It was 2.5 years ago the club decided to start grooming me to take over from Danny eventually. And Danny knew that, and Danny was quite happy with that. It probably just came a little bit sooner than everybody thought.
And Jones, on the right here, will have been delighted with his side's application as they held out against Premiership Aston Villa. The defences, though, were eventually breached just before the hour. Ugo Ehiog, trying his best to carve out a spectacular opener, was forced away. But when the ball came back into the area, he was still available to bury the cross past Neil Edwards. And any hopes of a county comeback were soon quashed when, just 7 minutes later, Dwight York provided a moment of sheer brilliance to see off Jones's men. Final score, the end of the line for County, 2-0 to Aston Villa.
Well, a couple of cracking goals yet to come. Let's just take a look at all tonight's results, just confirmation. There we go, with Villa beating Stockport 2-0, but a good performance nonetheless. Spurs were 2-0 up at Coventry, Coventry running out 3-2 winners. And Crystal Palace 2, Middlesbrough 2. Palace were 2-0 up, Middlesbrough came back, and Juninho's future partner, Nick Barmby, scored a smart-looking goal. Commentator Roger Thames.
Cheers for the skipper. Barmby, Pollock, Beglin making a good run, still got plenty to beat, and Barmby letting it go. Fjortov Barmby, that's a superb goal from Middlesbrough. And Nicky Barmby, their man of the season, brings them back in contention here.
What a terrific signing he's proved to be. Leeds winning at Derby through a Gary Speed goal. There's the Liverpool 4-0 result, 29,000 at Anfield tonight. And Sheffield Wednesday winning 2-0 at Millwall. Norwich 0, Bradford 0, replay November the 7th, QPR 3, the Conquerors of Manchester United, York 1. Now this game included an absolute corker of a goal from Trevor Sinclair, the former Blackpool player. The commentator's John Helm.
Well, they battened down the hatches that time, and so Wilkins pushes the ball into space here for Sinclair. It's 2 against 3. Sinclair could go all the way himself. He does! What a super strike!
Wow, what a goal it was too. Trevor Sinclair. Southampton 2, West Ham 1, and Stoke 0, Newcastle 4. Finally, Wolves 0, Charlton 0. The replay of that game on the 8th of November. Well, the fourth round is in a couple of weeks' time, but you'll be able to see the draw tomorrow morning. You'll be able to see which team yours is drawn live on GMTV. 7:20 is the time of the draw. And the final of the Scottish League Cup, the Coca Cola Cup in Scotland, will be in a month's time, and it'll be Aberdeen against tonight's winners of the second semi-final, Dundee beating Airdrie by 2-1. Right, well, let's look forward to one or two things coming up on Granada. First of all, on Saturday, we have goals extra for you. That's at 5:10, and then on Sunday, the Granada match live, Norwich City against Tranmere Rovers. 10:03 we start, kick off just before 3. And Jim, we've seen a rising star tonight, and in the past few weeks, Ian Moore, son of Ronnie's Ronnie Moore, the coach at Tranmere, who's obviously learning a little bit from John Aldridge, isn't he?
He is. He's going great at the moment. I saw him score 2 against Southend on Saturday, and again last night he was in there. Great header down off the greasy surface into the corner. He's now got 4 goals in 3 games and going very nicely.
Open game of football, one would have thought, on Sunday.
Looking forward to it. 2 of them like to play football. Martin O'Neill's got Norwich going well, and Tranmere have tightened up away from home this season.
OK, well, thanks very much, Jim. Good for Liverpool tonight, bad for Stoke. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Look out. Batman returns.
The winds seem to be converging on Gotham Plaza.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
A perfect premiere.
Meow.
Exploding onto your screens. Batman returns, Thursday at 9.
Comedy next on Granada with our favourite coach Hayden. Stay with us.